Ted's story, the late filing penalty. It's February 2012, and Ted has received a letter in the post.
I've had a nasty letter from the Revenue. I think it says I have to pay a penalty for not filing a tax return. But I'm not self-employed.
People who are not self-employed still sometimes need to do tax returns. If HMRC sends a return, it does need to be completed, and penalties will be charged if it is not. But we should get to the bottom of why Ted has been sent a return. We need to find out a bit more.
Well, I'm 79 years old, retired, with a little lettings and savings income to go with my state pension. Altogether, I earn about £11,000 a year.
In that case, Ted has a small amount of income above the tax-free personal allowance for someone aged 75 or over. This will be taxed. HMRC use the tax return you send them to work out how much income you had each year and how much tax you need to pay.
Well, I put the form, the tax return, away somewhere, and I'm not sure I'll be able to fill it in.
In that case, Ted should ring Tax Help for Older People for help with the tax return. Don't ignore it, as the late filing penalties will carry on building up. These days, the penalties and interest on late tax returns can add up to more than £1,600. Ted contacted Tax Help for Older People straight away.
And we've worked out you've got tax to pay of £250. There will also be a bit of interest, as well as a £100 penalty for missing the tax return deadline. If you can't pay the tax and the interest by the 1st of March, you will also receive a late payment penalty. Can you afford to pay?
Well, I do have a little bit of savings set aside.
It's now August 2012, and Ted has finally decided to get some help.
You have tax to pay of £250. Unfortunately, there will be interest and late payment penalties on top of the tax. Late filing penalties of £1,300 have also mounted up because the return is 6 months late.
No, I'll not be able to pay that. At my age, am I expected to be on top of every letter?
Yes, I'm afraid so. Let's talk about what you can do next.
It's always better to get your tax return in on time. If you're retired and need help, discuss this with Tax Help for Older People. Follow Steve's story to find out what happens when no tax return is sent back. You can ring Tax Help for Older People. The helpline is open between 9 AM and 5 PM, Monday to Friday, on 0845 601 3321.